What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that it's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky. So this is a chance for you to come into the live chat, ask me any questions that you have, and I'll do my best to answer those questions for you. If you're here for the first time, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I have plenty of videos here on YouTube about different ways to make money online. We talk a lot about drop shipping onto different marketplaces like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. And I'm starting to do a new sort of segment of these lives where I start out with some new drop shipping news. So we're going to go into some news and then we're going to get into some more material where we're actually going to do some product research that's going to tie into the news as well. So real quick, I'll say hi to Robert. Thanks for being here, Robert. Thanks for being here, George. But let's get into the news and then we'll start the main event, which is talking about some product research. Okay, so there we go. So the first bit of news is kind of interesting. It's that AI is already here on eBay. This was something that was a bit unexpected. People didn't realize it was going to be rolling out so soon. eBay didn't really let us know. It's not really going to impact us as dropshippers for now, because the way it's implemented is if you were listing items with your phone, which we don't do as dropshippers, there's a new button that can actually create a whole product description for you. And that's by using ChatGPT. They've built it into eBay. So that's something that I talked about here on this channel months ago. I was using ChatGPT to help me write new descriptions for products. Well, now you don't have to log in to ChatGPT for that. Now it's built into eBay. So this is only done as you're listing products from your phone. So if you're listing products with a software like AutoDS, like what we do, that option isn't available. But you can always have ChatGPT open and then modify your listings through AutoDS or whatever software you're using. But it's interesting that it's coming along, kind of curious to see how else they're going to be implementing it in the future. But the really exciting thing that eBay is going to start rolling out is some traffic data increase, or some new traffic data and some new metrics. So they're going to start to give us more information about things like how many times people visit our listings and whether there's repeat people, whether people put items in their carts for our items and abandon the cart. In other words, they don't actually finish a checkout. Some of that information will become available to us as sellers, so we can do things like A/B testing and other sorts of stuff. It wasn't totally clear from the article exactly what information would become available, but any new metrics and traffic data is always helpful to sellers. So that will be pretty nice as well. All right, so let's get into the main topic of this live, which is product research. And the reason I'm making this video today is because last week, the product research tool that I use, which is called Zeek Analytics, this is it right here, they rolled out a new feature, which is their improved dashboard. And this thing, wow, is it powerful. So this is a tool, Zeek Analytics, that I've been using for years now to help me with product research for eBay dropshipping and Facebook Marketplace dropshipping as well. And what I really like about it is they have a bunch of tools that you can use. So one of the ones I use a lot is a product research tool. So if I come in here and search for a product, I could search in here for, let's see, like Galaxy Nightlight is a product that we were selling. So this is going to analyze that search term on eBay and find people that are drop shipping this and see how well it's doing. So you can see like this one right here and has sold 44 times in the past month, 286 times in general. This one sold 40 times, 271 in total. So this is really nice, kind of helpful information to let us know which items are popular. And it does other cool stuff, like you can scan sellers. So you can either manually put in their name over here, or over here I could just click scan seller. This is going to look at all the products in their store and let me know which ones are the most popular in their store. Kind of give me the same results. Just take a second. Yeah, so I can see in this person's store, they have this glue trap that sold 130 times in the past month. This is really helpful information for us to have as eBay sellers or drop shippers on eBay. But Zeek Analytics, they rolled out a really amazing new dashboard that just kind of is making things a lot easier for us to find best-selling products much more quickly for eBay dropshipping. So when you come to the dashboard, it's now going to look like this. The first thing you want to do is update these seller settings right here. You first want to choose where it is that you're going to be selling. So we're going to be selling on ebay.com. What is your business model? Well, I'm going to be choosing drop shipping, but you could also choose wholesale or reseller or brand owner here. And then where do you want to source your products from? Right now, they just have Amazon, AliExpress, and Walmart, but I'm going to choose Amazon.com here. Now, what it's going to do is down here in this section, it's going to tell you, just give you products that are hot and trending right now. So like these heavy duty toenail clippers for seniors, I don't know what it is. That's very niche, but it says it's sold 7 times in the past month at a profit margin of about $8.24. And if you click here, you can find a product right on Amazon. There's a printer cable here. I didn't know these still existed. A lot of old printers were wireless, but evidently not. And these sold 9 times in the past month, 10 in total at a $6 profit. So it's kind of giving you upfront these items that are selling often with a really good profit margin. And then you can, again, click right here and get right to the product on Amazon, which is really helpful. So there's a whole list of these products right here, which is just really cool to see. And I think they kind of sort them based on both the profit margin and the number sold. The other cool thing is here on the left here, sorry, just trying to zoom in here, it shows you trending eBay niches. So this is giving you a really good idea of what types of products people are looking for right now. So we see that these jewelry tools workbenches are popular, solar security lights, rechargeable LED headlights, RFID card holders are quite popular. And what you can do is you can click on any one of these, and it's actually just going to open up the product research tool and search for those keywords, in this case, the jewelry tools workbench, and give you some results based on that. So it's showing me what people are buying when they're searching for those products. And again, you can see how many times these products have sold in the past month, which is hundreds of times. So it's really making that information just easily available to us right at our fingertips. Another cool feature down here is trending dropshippers. So it's actually able to, it's going to scan eBay seller stores for us, and it's going to find ones that are doing really well. So like this one right here has done $11,000 in revenue in the past month. This one has done $25,000 in revenue. And you can click right here and just scan their store, and you can see exactly what products they're selling. So there's multiple different ways that you can kind of get in here and either get these products right here and start drop shipping these ones, or you can scan these seller stores, these dropshipper stores, and sell some of their products or similar ones. Or you can just get on these niches and kind of get an idea here of which ones are doing well and hop on any of those trends. And speaking of trends, they also have this really cool kind of neat calendar on the right here that's going to show you upcoming events that are going to be helpful for people to kind of plan out your year in terms of holidays that are coming up. So for instance, right now it's Memorial Day. It technically was yesterday, but it's saying like right now it's Memorial Day, but coming up, you'll probably see that over here there's Juneteenth, which is probably not a holiday that's important for resellers, but there should be Father's Day. When is Father's Day here? I'm not sure why Father's Day isn't in here, but you can also see like the 4th of July would be in here. So that will tell you kind of which items are popular for 4th of July and things like that. So it's kind of all helpful to kind of know which is the upcoming holidays that you might want to pay attention to. So really cool stuff. And this is available to anyone who has Zeek Analytics. You can just come to the dashboard and get access to this right away. For those of you who are maybe interested in signing up, I do have a free trial that you can get. So what I did was I put together this ebook, which is my top dropshipping tools or software ebook. And in it, I kind of break down for you. Well, first of all, I give you some really cool information in here about dropshipping. So you can kind of get a roadmap to how you can be successful with dropshipping. And then I actually show you the dropshipping tools I recommend for eBay and the ones I recommend for Facebook Marketplace. So the links for all of those are here in this free ebook that I've put together. And that's linked up in the description if you want to check it out. And with the links in here, I'm getting you guys the best deals possible. So it's either discounts on the product or free trials or cheap trials for you to try out the products. So again, all of that is in this ebook, which is linked up in the description down below. Let me jump into the comments and answer some questions. And then if we still have some more questions after that, I will go ahead about Zeek Analytics. I will go ahead and do that one again. Okay. So bring it on, says George. Cyberplayer says, hey, Paul, I hope you had a good Memorial Day when setting. I did. Thank you. Hope you had a good one as well. Nice and relaxing for me. Spent some time with some family. So Cyberplayer says, when setting up an eBay store, is the beginner plan the best one for starters? So I think what Cyberplayer is talking about is, excuse me, when you sign up for eBay, you have a free account. It doesn't cost you money to have that account, but there are what's called store subscriptions. And those cost money, but they come with some benefits. Like you get more free listings every month. And once you get to the basic store, the final value fee is also lowered. What I always recommend for people is start with the free plan. It's called a non-store plan. Start with that. It's free, so you can kind of get started with it. Then when you're ready, jump up to the basic store. I would skip the cheapest store, which is the starter store. Jump right up to the basic store because that one comes with the reduced final value fee, which is a benefit to you. That is going to save you money. But yeah, for the beginning, just start with the free non-store, I should say. Robert says, should I purchase the Amazon dropshipping course? I'm not sure. Oh, Robert, you sent me an email, right? So we've been emailing back and forth. I'll get back to you and your specific question about that later. But I did see that your email came in, and I will be answering it. I was just recording a video this morning for next week's video, so didn't get a chance to respond to emails yet. What's up, Noah? How you doing, man? So Gio says, for eBay dropshipping, how much time should I spend a week on it? Yeah, that's dependent on you. In the beginning, you don't need to spend a lot of time with your eBay dropshipping store. That's because you don't want to scale up your store too quickly. If you scale up too quickly, eBay may shut down your account because they're kind of getting afraid that they never like when anyone scales up too quickly. It kind of raises alarms for them. And it's possible if you do that, they will temporarily shut down your account until you can send in some identifying information to prove that you are a real person and you're not scamming customers and things like that. So we want to avoid that from happening because it really slows things down for you. So it's better just to start slowly and move slowly with your dropshipping business. So in the beginning, you're going to be spending a lot of time, but that's all on researching and learning the system and talking with people and getting inspiration. But the actual running of the business is not going to take too long in the beginning because you are going to move slowly. As time goes on, it will take more time for you. And that's when you want to hire virtual assistants to actually run a lot of your business for you so you don't have to spend the time on it. Can I still use eBay's built-in ChatGPT AI to respond to customers? So I think right now that the built-in AI only is for listing products, and that's it. So if you want to use ChatGPT to respond to customers, you would have to have a separate tab open where you actually go to the ChatGPT website and you are asking it to help you with customer service. But the thing about ChatGPT is I've been using it for a lot of different things, experimenting. It's good at some stuff and not great at other things. So one example of that is something like customer service, because it doesn't know the nuances of what our buyers are asking for and what the appropriate response would be. So like if a customer asks, hey, where's my product? You ask GPT to write you an answer. It's not going to know that the item is back ordered. Like you have to do the research on that. Or it's not going to know that the item's on its way and you did upload a tracking number and the customer just didn't see it, right? So you can use it to help you write answers, but it doesn't really know. It's not going to be able to do all that research for you. And it doesn't know really the best things to even say to customers. So all my students inside my course, they get scripts that I put together that I've tested with customers. And I know that they get positive responses from customers if you use those scripts. So I encourage you, if you're one of my students, use that and don't use ChatGPT because it just doesn't know what it's talking about when it comes to stuff like that. I found that it's really good at writing product descriptions. I made a video about that where I plugged in, I said, hey, ChatGPT, write me a description for this product. And all I really gave it was a title and a little bit of information. And it wrote me a really good description for that. But when I ask it to make me a title for a product, it doesn't do a good job. It doesn't understand eBay's algorithm and search terms and eBay SEO, if you want to call it that. It doesn't understand that stuff. So it's not able to make a good title for our eBay products. What's up, Miss Mia Meow? Thanks for being here. George says, hey, Paul, when I do product research on Amazon, I think you mean like Amazon to eBay product research. Is that what you're talking about? And the products sell well, should I drop ship on Facebook Marketplace? What do you think? If that's what you're talking about, then yeah, you should definitely do that. If you're selling products on eBay from anywhere and they're doing well, list them for sale on Facebook Marketplace. There's a lot of overlap between the items that do well on eBay and the ones that do well on Facebook Marketplace. It's not 100% overlap, but it's a good correlation. So if it does well on either marketplace, list it on the other one. It's going to save you time doing product research, and it's close enough, right? I believe this plan comes with, I believe the dashboard for Zeek Analytics comes with every plan for Zeek Analytics. I'm not sure about that though. Let me see. Yeah, I'd have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure it comes with every Zeek account now. Yeah, ask your question. Max Emiliano says, hi, brother. I'm from Argentina. I did drop shipping from my country with eBay and Home Depot. How much money do you recommend to start with a small store? So drop shipping on eBay.com from outside the United States is not something that I'm an expert on at all. I like to come to you guys from my own experience and working with other students of mine. And, when I started, and now I'm here in the United States, I'm a US citizen. So that's the background that I have. I was starting an eBay store as a US citizen here in the United States, drop shipping from other US stores. And so I've taught other people how to do that, and I've learned from them as well, but I don't have the background on how to drop ship on eBay.com from outside the United States. I know some information, but it's not my wheelhouse, so to speak. So whenever people ask me, like, how do I or can I drop ship on eBay from outside the United States? You can. You definitely can. I have students who are doing it, but it's not something that I have a ton of experience with, to be honest. Witty username says, is it okay to drop ship from Walmart even for non-gift items, or will receipts be shown in the box? No, Walmart's not going to show the receipts in the box. Frequently, when you order from Walmart, there's no invoice or piece of paper in the box at all. So it's not going to say the price in the box from Walmart. And you don't have to worry about gift. Don't worry about choosing gift receipts from Walmart. It's irrelevant. That's not something you have to worry about. Just order from Walmart as is. And I haven't had any issues with customers ever saying, hey, there was something in the box that said this item was $10, $15, $20 cheaper. That's never happened. And when I've ordered stuff from Walmart to my own house, there was nothing in the box with the price on it. Judy says, hey, Paul, I watched your previous video about Temu. Do you have any tool that can import from Temu? So I made a video a month or so ago about whether you can drop ship from Temu onto eBay or Amazon or Facebook Marketplace or wherever. And the conclusion I came to is that you really can't. Temu is one of those websites that seems to that doesn't allow you to dropship from them and actually enforces that. There are lots of websites that say you can't use them for reselling, that say you can't dropship from them, but they don't enforce that rule. So it's just more something that's on paper and isn't actually used. Temu doesn't actually really say that it's not allowed, but if you start doing it, they shut down your account. They don't want you drop shipping from Temu. So no, I don't know of any tool that can import from Temu onto like eBay. And like I said in that video, it's probably not a good idea to do it. You'll probably get away with it for a bit, but after that, it's just not going to work from what I've seen. Okay, Gerardo says, I drop shipped a cast iron grill from Amazon to a customer that lives in Brooklyn. And Amazon sent me an email saying I was required to give the driver an OTP because the item was considered of high value. OTP. One-time password? Is that what that stands for? I sent the code to the customer and the package got delivered, but I want to avoid this inconvenience. Has this ever happened to you? What do you think about this? I have not had that happen to me. I've had instances where that's something new that I'm not aware of, but I've had instances where Amazon or any delivery service needs like a code to get in a building. So they've called my number for that because I put my number or one of my work numbers on all the orders that I place with Amazon, Home Depot, and Walmart. Therefore, any calls don't go through to customers. And what happened was that I'm not able to give that code. So that's why I stopped doing that. I started putting the actual customer's phone number on the orders where the phone numbers are available. Now, many times they're not available still. So then I'll just put my own number on it and make do with it. Yeah, and it is a problem in like cities where you need like a code to get in a building or something like that. But yeah, it's just, they can ring in the building and someone else can let them in and they can drop off the package. But I've never had that happen, Gerardo. Gerardo says, AutoDS failed to update the price on one of my items and it's sold. I will lose about $16 if I process this order. No, AutoDS isn't perfect, but I don't know what to do about this situation. Yeah, AutoDS isn't perfect. So for those of you who don't know, AutoDS is a software that we use to help us automate our dropshipping store. So you can take products from like Walmart, Amazon, Home Depot, AliExpress, CJ Dropshipping, a ton of different websites, plug them into AutoDS, and AutoDS will just instantly list them into your eBay store. Then it will update the price as well. So if the price changes on like Amazon, it will automatically update the price on your eBay store for you. That's what it's supposed to do. It's not 100% perfect though. It checks every hour or so. So if it checks, let's say at 12 noon, and then the price changes at 12:15, well, it's not going to catch it until 1 o'clock or so. So that's a possibility of why that might have happened as well. Or it did, or what happened was, let's say the price was like $100 at noon. It was the right price on eBay, but then the item sold, and then the price went up on Amazon before you had a chance to order it. So that's another possibility as well. So what do you do about this situation? Well, first, email AutoDS, let them know. They're always trying to improve it. If they see a bug, they saw that something happened, they'll work to try to make it so it doesn't happen again or as often in the future. Also, make sure you are placing your orders more frequently maybe. If you're waiting too long to place your orders, that could be a reason it happened as well. Usually in a situation like this, I'll try to find the item somewhere else for cheaper, or I'll just take the loss because $16 is not worth having to cancel an order or to get negative feedback. So I'll take a little bit of a loss to kind of avoid that from happening. Okay. Chen says, is it more Vero risky to sell similar items from Zeek Analytics because those items could be from small businesses instead of Walmart only, Prime only items. So let me unpack that. There's a couple of things I want to kind of talk about in there. So I think where Chen's coming from is when I'm doing product research, finding, like I was using Zeek, and let me pull up Zeek so I can show you. So when we're like looking at products like this, like we found this dropshipper, we scanned their store. Let's actually go back to the dashboard right here. So we know that this product right here, this heavy duty toe nail clipper, sells well, right? It sold 7 times. I'm sorry. I said before this is in the past month. This is actually in the past 7 days. So it's even better. This item is hot right now. It sold 7 times in the past week. Okay. And we get $8 profit. So one thing you could do is you could find this exact same product on Amazon and start selling it yourself. That does work, but the problem is now you are in direct competition with this same seller right here. So that could create a race to the bottom, which you don't want, like where the items just keep getting cheaper and cheaper until there's no profit. So what you could do instead, and what I've been encouraging people to do, because we've seen great success with this, is find a similar product. Find something that's very similar, but maybe that's a little bit better. And better might mean it has more features, or it might be cheaper in price. So find something similar and sell that one instead. Okay. Now with that, you can still sell items that are sold and shipped by Amazon, or sold and shipped by Walmart, or even just shipped by Amazon. So it's not like selling a similar product suddenly means it can't be a Walmart product, or it can't be an item that's fulfilled by Amazon. You can still find ones that are fulfilled by Amazon. So you don't have to worry about that part of it at all. Okay. Next question from Gerardo. Great question today, Gerardo. I appreciate it, man. Gerardo says, a customer gave me a positive review, but they mentioned the Amazon packaging. Should I worry about eBay seeing this? What's the expression? Like, don't poke a sleeping bear, or something like that. So if it was a positive feedback, just forget about it. Okay. Most people don't read positive feedbacks for when they're looking to buy an item from a seller. So you don't have to worry about that. And eBay is not going to look at it either. So just don't worry about it. Steven says, hey, Paul, I'm having issues with my Facebook shop with AutoDS. I'm only able to upload items to my shop, not delete or edit them. Is this an issue you or other people are also experiencing? I have a ticket open with them for weeks, but I haven't heard back. Try messaging them on the chat. But you could always delete it from your shop and delete it from AutoDS pretty much at the same time. And then that could be a solution. That's the way I would do it if you're running into an issue, because you don't want something like that, some sort of technical glitch, to really be slowing you down. I know I've done that myself, where a software isn't working as expected. And I kind of use that as an excuse. Not even an excuse. I kind of got fixated on that. Said, I can't move forward until this is fixed. But there are ways to move forward, right? You could delete it from Facebook and from AutoDS at the same time, or edit it at the same time. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but in the meantime, that would be a good solution. Yeah, exactly. I use it for Facebook Marketplace. PJ's Ecom 2050. All right. He says, how do you handle the very rare malicious or abusive buyer? Specifically, chargebacks, buyer does not recognize a transaction, unauthorized transaction, many thanks. All right, so abusive and malicious buyers. So if the buyer is messaging you, saying something malicious, saying something mean, you kind of have to develop a thick skin. It's pretty rare that happens, but you always get some customers that are grumpy or frustrated. So that's typical. you have to develop a thick skin about it. You can't take it personally because the people don't know you. They're not interacting with you face to face. And even if they were, we know there's plenty of Karens out there who have no problem treating people in the service industry like crap, right? They think that they're lesser humans or whatever it is, just because they work in retail. So you have to realize that there's people like that out there. It has nothing to do with you. And you have to develop a system for those people. Develop scripts, write out scripts, use the scripts from the course, and that's what you send to people. So when you read those messages, the instinct is to fight back, right? To say something nasty back to them, to stick it to them, tell them how wrong they are. It is not worth it. And it's so easy for me to sit here and tell you that, and so easy for you to say, yes, you're right, Paul. But in the moment, it is hard. It's hard not to respond back to them and to give them what they deserve. That's not going to help you at all. It's not going to change anything about their attitude or their approach, and it can only make things worse. So develop a system where it's like, okay, I'm a robot. I see this nasty comment or nasty message from someone. I'm going to respond with this script. That is it. Hit enter, forget about it. Like, that's the way you have to think, like a robot in there. Otherwise, if you put any sort of emotion into it, that's when things go sideways. So don't let it happen. Just be very, very analytical about it. Now, as for the chargebacks, those suck. They really do. There's nothing you can do about them. There's very little you can do to fight them besides just uploading tracking numbers and showing proof that there was messages back and forth. So eBay and Amazon, they're going to fight those for you. But the only thing you can do to help them is to upload tracking numbers, unfortunately. All right. Mike D said, my Walmart account was suspended several times, and once it was banned for abusive returns. I was able to get it reversed, but it's stressful. My returns are extremely low. Have you heard of this happening before? I have heard of this happening before, Mike. And I've heard it from dropshippers and non-dropshippers alike. And from what I've heard, everyone who's gotten it fixed has said that the representative who fixed it said it was a mistake and it never should have happened to their account. So obviously there's something on Walmart's end that's not working correctly, that maybe it's flagging high volume purchasers accidentally without actually looking at the returns. I'm not sure, but it's not happening to everyone. And it always seems to be a mistake. And that's what Walmart has admitted. Bob and Jen here Jen says, I have an EIN number for my transcription business. Do I need to get another EIN number for my dropshipping business? Thanks, Paul. So that depends. An EIN number, for those of you who don't know, is an employer identification number. It's kind of like a social security number for your business. And I'm not sure if you need a new EIN for your dropshipping business. It depends how your transcription business is set up. So you might want to speak to a lawyer about this. If your transcription business is under an LLC, and when you set up that LLC, you said, hey, this LLC, I'm setting this up and it can exist for any reason at all, then you can run basically multiple businesses under it. You could have a transcription business, you could have a dropshipping business, you could have an FBA business, all under the umbrella of that one single LLC. But when you set up your LLC, if you said, hey, I'm setting up a transcription business, then you're not allowed to run your dropshipping business under it. So it's really important that you review those documents. You probably have a lawyer review them, the formation documents for your LLC, and you really have them evaluate it. And then there's other considerations as well. Like maybe you want the businesses to be separate with separate liability as well. So it definitely depends on your situation. Thanks, Mike, for the reminder to hit the thumbs up button. Never respond if you're angry. So true. So true. Lauren says, I'm using the IP Burger Chrome extension, and when I use it, it's red and says it's not working. But when I Google my IP address, it's showing the right IP address. Which one should I believe? Interesting. So IP Burger is a VPN virtual private network. If you're going to use a VPN, it's the only one I really recommend because you can get a private, dedicated VPN, a brand new IP address. What should I say? It's called a private, dedicated IP address that you get from them. If you're going to use an IP address or a VPN, that's the way you should go for it. And then you download a Chrome extension that you then plug information into, and then it works in your browser, in your Chrome extension. If it's working, it's green. If it's not working, it's red. But Lawrence says it's not working, but when he searches, his IP address is his IP Burger one. Yeah, I don't know. You should message IP Burger about it. Also, what you might want to try is inside the Chrome extension, toggle on the kill switch. If you toggle on the kill switch, then what happens is if the VPN isn't working, you won't be able to access the internet at all. If you toggle that on and you're able to access the internet, then it seems like the VPN is working. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you got to sort that out yourself. Yeah, you might want to listen to the attorney. OTP is a business account number to label each order. Huh. OTP always I always thought it stood for one-time password or something like that. Let me look this up, OTP, and then I'll get back to the other questions. OTP. One-time password. That's what it says it means. One-time pairing, one-time password. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it means multiple things. Moore says, can you tell me how to fix this problem? You're trying to buy, it sounds like you're trying to buy something on eBay, and it says, we couldn't verify this card. Please provide a different card. When you get notices like that, there's a few reasons that might be happening whenever you're buying something from any website. It's either because you've entered in the information wrong, either the wrong credit card number, wrong expiration date, wrong 3 or 4 digit code, wrong name on the card, wrong address on the card, or there's something else fishy going on, or that the website considers to be fishy. Maybe if you're using a VPN, for instance. Maybe if you're not using VPN and you're outside the country. All those are kind of red flags for them, and they might say it's an issue with the card, but really it's something else. So for instance, I have a problem. I tend to leave a VPN on my computer. The computer that I just use for like browsing and things like that. And when I'm shopping on Amazon and I add things to the cart and the VPN is on, when I go to the cart, it says the item is out of stock. It's not out of stock, but for some reason, Amazon doesn't like my VPN. So I turn it off, I go back to the cart, and the item's there and it's in stock. So that's kind of another example of that. And I know I said before that IP Burger is the only VPN I would really recommend. That's for drop shipping. I leave a VPN on when I'm not drop shipping for everyday use, just as an extra layer of protection on my computer. But I switch on the IP Burger one if I need it for drop shipping. Okay, either way, it's the same thing. Okay. Paul, most of the products you have found and uploaded are products that leave a small profit margin. Want to find products that have a high price, have a medium sales volume, and leave a nice profit. How do I find them? I don't want to deal with small profit margins. Yeah, so if you want to go that route, there are still plenty of products out there with high profit margins. You're going to have an easier time doing it if you work with suppliers that most people aren't working with. So use some of the less mainstream suppliers that people drop ship from. But also, I mean, you can take a look at Zeek Analytics and you can see some of the margins that you can get, like $8, $6, $6, $5, $5 here. So there is plenty of margin in here, especially if you do higher volume with those products. Also wholesale, if you go do wholesale drop shipping, there's nice higher profit with those products as well. Ayman says, what is the solution to fulfill orders from Walmart? Because Walmart canceling the orders and not letting me order from another account. Yeah, so that's kind of similar to what I was talking about before with the credit card issue. There's something going on, it sounds like, with your account. If you're outside the United States and you're trying to buy from Walmart.com, that's the problem right there. So I would get like IP Burger, a dedicated static VPN. That way you can look like you're here in the United States when you're ordering from Walmart, and that might work for you. But if you're outside the United States, even if you're using VPN, because if you're using a commercial VPN like a Nord, they can tell that, and they don't like that either, and they might cancel your orders. So anything like that, any sort of problem with your billing information, they're going to cancel your orders. So those are the things you want to look out for. Yeah, that's weird, Lawrence. I'm not gonna lie. So it's weird that it's working when it says it's not working. I would message them about it. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I mean, if you search for what is my IP address and it's the IP Burger one, it sounds like you're fine. But I would message them to make sure, or ask them what's going on. Might have talked about it before, but what are your thoughts on Kohl's and Macy's added to AutoDS? Do you think they're good to dropship from? Interesting. I actually didn't know that. I didn't know those two were added. Let me check this out. AutoDS.com. And I want to take a look at this. Kohl's is very interesting to me. Actually, Macy's as well. And the reason for that is just because, man, there's a lot of discounts that are available for both of those websites. Like if you start dealing with Kohl's Cash, you can get a ton of discounts with Kohl's. And I know Macy's has a lot of discounts as well. So, using that, you can do quite well, I'm sure. Oh, there it is. It's down there at the bottom. Yeah, look at that. Let me share my screen. Yeah, Kohl's and Macy's right there. And Catch. I actually don't know what Catch is. Let me look this up. Catch. Is it catch.com? Nope. Let's see. I don't know what Catch is. Catch, is this it? My computer's been a little slow today. Interesting. That's not even loading for me. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to ask AutoDS about those additions and ask what their thoughts behind it were. What are some mistakes you made when drop shipping? I've made a couple of videos about this, so check those out. But I think one of the biggest mistakes is just listing up any random products and hoping that they're going to sell. You got to do product research, and with tools like Zeek Analytics, then it's going to help quite a bit with finding the profitable products. So things like that. What else? Not using software. Use software. Scaling up too quickly. Those are kind of some of the mistakes that you want to avoid with dropshipping when you're starting out. I'm in the United States. Yeah, it shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be getting your Walmart orders canceled. It could be the payment method. So if you have a PayPal account, try buying the items from Walmart with your PayPal account. Those almost always go through, even if your credit card isn't. And then keep trying your credit card. Eventually, it will get unlocked again. But you don't want to put too many orders through on that credit card. You want to slowly kind of do more orders with your credit card. If these stores were smart, they would welcome the extra sales. Yeah. We can make a lot of money for different websites. Yeah, that's what I thought. OTP is a one-time password. Okay. I've never heard of that for Amazon. That's interesting. I wonder if they're doing it in certain cities. Like when I was living in New York City, package thefts was a huge issue. We would get our packages stolen all the time. So the way I lived in a co-op, so you would have one key to get in the front door. You would be in the lobby, and then we'd go upstairs to our apartment, which would obviously require another key to get into our apartment. So the lobby, like we would buzz people in, like UPS drivers and things like that, so they could leave the packages in the lobby where you think they would be safe, but we would still get packages stolen. I'm like, I don't understand who's letting strangers into the building that are stealing packages from us. So the thing that I discovered was one day I came down the stairs, went into the lobby to walk my dog. So I had my dog with me, and I saw on the table in the lobby was a package for me. It was the size of a book because I had ordered a book, and I checked to see it was mine, said my name on it. I was like, oh yeah, my book came. I'm just going to leave it here. I'm just going around the block. No one's going to steal it in the 10 minutes that I'm gone. So I go out for the walk with the dog, go around the corner, go around the block, I should say. And I'm coming around the block. And as I'm coming around the block, I see someone exiting the building where I live. It was a FedEx driver. And as he's exiting, he's holding a package in his hand. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, he probably tried to deliver that package, but he thought no one was there, so he didn't leave it. So I stopped the guy and I say, hey, were you trying to deliver that package? Because I live there and I can sign for it even if it's for one of my neighbors. And there was this weird sort of, he was like, and I kind of like move the package and I look at it, and it was the package that was in there when I left the building. So this FedEx driver went into the building. I saw later that he actually did, in fact, drop off packages. So he did drop off FedEx packages, but he stole my UPS package, which was just a book. But come on, man. Like, what the heck? So that's who was stealing our packages. It was a FedEx driver. So absolutely crazy. But that's the kind of stuff you deal with in New York. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of require these one-time passwords now, or kind of like testing it out, because theft of packages is really common there. All right. Awesome. Michelle says, thanks for your help this week. Sign up for your Facebook class. Is there a private group for that? I'm on your eBay group. Yeah, Michelle, go to the first lesson in the Facebook group, and there's a link to the first lesson in the Facebook course, and there's a link to the Facebook group in there for you to check out. Is Best Buy a good supplier to dropship? From what I hear, no, not really, because electronics are types of items I just don't dropship. Do I need to use a VPN to do dropshipping orders? Is it for your safety? Yeah, sorry. So I knew this was going to be confusing. People always kind of get confused by this whole VPN thing, and I didn't do a good job of explaining it. So let me back up here. Don't use a VPN when you dropship. General advice for most people: I never use a VPN when I log into my eBay account, when I log into my Amazon account, or my Facebook account. I never use a VPN for that. Okay. I don't want anything to look suspicious. VPNs do look suspicious to these websites. I don't want any of that. So I don't use my VPN for those reasons, right? If you need to use a VPN, or you feel like you need to use a VPN for whatever reason, maybe you need to use a VPN because you're outside the United States. Maybe you need to use a VPN because you're going to be traveling, okay? Then for the purposes of dropshipping, you should get an IP Burger static dedicated VPN. It's an IP address that only you use. So it's not going to be on the commercial lists. They're not going to know you're using a VPN. That's what I would do. But for most people, they don't need to do that. Now, dropshipping aside, okay, this is where it kind of got confusing. I do use a VPN when I'm just browsing the website, when I'm just browsing online, when I'm doing other stuff online that's not related to business. And that's just to kind of hide my information from my my ISP, my internet service provider. Because your ISP, your internet service provider, that's who brings internet into your house. They can see all the stuff you're looking at, which is a little scary and alarming. And they sell that information. I don't want them to be able to do that. So I have a VPN. It's on when I'm just browsing, but I turn it off when I have business to do, like on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. Shady, yeah. All right, this year, good question. Michelle says, between Facebook and eBay, what is your favorite this year? This year, for me, it's eBay. It seems to always come back to eBay as being my favorite. It's the OG for me. It's been around the longest. And I love Facebook Marketplace. I think it's great. But the OG for me is eBay, and it's definitely my favorite this year. Good question. All right. Well, we got to the end of the questions. All right. Just wanted to remind you all that there's a link in the description to my top dropshipping tools ebook, which has the link to AutoDS in it. With that link, you get a $1 trial, and it has a link to Zeek Analytics as well, which gets you a free trial. So definitely get that ebook. It's free. And then, yeah. Omar says, what is the best VPN to use? Well, again, if you're using it for business, if you're using it for eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, Amazon FBA, Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, use IPBurger. And the link to IPBurger should be in that download that I gave you. Yeah, it's in there. So yeah, IPBurger for that. And that's in that ebook. If you're just using it for your everyday use, I use one called Proton VPN, and that's been really good for me. All right, everyone, thanks so much for the great questions. We're going to end it here for the week. See you guys next week. I do these every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so don't miss out. If you have some questions, ask me. Join me for the live. Ask your questions, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thanks for chilling with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.